Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot.
Mm-hmm. Mayweather's very tricky, but at the same time, Crawford will go right-handed and left-handed. So it would be a big problem for Mayweather.
1. Terence Crawford responded strongly to Floyd Mayweather's comments, making it clear that if they ever fought, he would come out on top. He believes his skills, power, and ability to adapt.
Hold up. Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm going to always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Floyd Mayweather has openly admitted that he has no interest in fighting Terence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. In an interview, he stated that he simply does not like these two fighters. This raised speculation among boxing fans, with some believing Mayweather avoids fights that don't boost his legacy or financial gain. Others argue that he has already cemented.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys.
Yeah.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a chance to hang around Earl. I had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish bad on,
Nobody.
Nobody.
The best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Many boxing analysts believe that Mayweather's record is far superior to Crawford's. Mayweather faced some of the biggest names in the sport, while Crawford's opponents haven't had the same global recognition. Even though Crawford has dominated multiple...
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Former world champion Shane Mosley has spoken about Floyd Mayweather's dominance during his era. He described Mayweather as a fighter who was cautious about protecting his undefeated record, but still took on top-tier opponents. According to Mosley, Mayweather was highly selective in choosing his fights, but he always came out victorious. This, in his view, is what made Mayweather one of the all-time greats. However, Mosley also pointed out that Crawford's...
Floyd Mayweather, though, is a legendary athlete. What makes a legendary athlete is the one who wants to compete. He's notorious for dodging fights when they should happen.
Floyd is so afraid to lose. He grew up in a different era. In the era that I grew up in, it was who was the best, and I will fight anybody, doesn't matter who's in my way.
Right.
Floyd's era, what he created was, we're not gonna lose. So if we lose, then everything's messed up. So he wanted to win so bad until he would wait till the guys would be at the right time or weight or age or whatever, past their prime. He waited for the right time to go in there and do what he had to do. But he's a winner. He wants to win. So whatever it takes, not just in the ring, but outside the ring, he's gonna win. He wanted to have the only person to have the O and leave out like that, with just having no loss.
That's killing boxing.
Crawford has raised concerns about Floyd Mayweather allegedly using 4 fluids before his fight with Manny Pacquiao. According to Crawford, this was not legally allowed, adding controversy to Mayweather's legacy. Some boxing analysts have noted that 4 fluids can be used to mask substances or assist in quick recovery from dehydration. Mayweather's camp denied any wrongdoing, stating the fluids were...
You guys can use IVs to rehydrate?
We can't use IVs either.
No? When did they change that?
They changed anything. I think that was legal because when Floyd fought Pacquiao, that was a thing. that he was using IVs or something like that. But yeah, you can't use that stuff.
You can use the IV to mask performance-enhancing drugs. That's why they outlawed it.
Yeah.
Terence Crawford has successfully moved up in weight classes, proving his versatility as a fighter. He has even expressed interest in fighting Canelo Alvarez, a challenge Mayweather never attempted. While Mayweather fought and defeated Canelo, it was when Canelo was younger and still developing. However, Mayweather never moved up in weight to
Floyd versus Triple G. Listen, man, Floyd didn't fight him, and Floyd is an all-time great. But what a missed opportunity. You got Crawford going from 135 and talking about fighting Canelo at 168. It's kind of the same thing, except for Floyd fought a few times at 154. I'm not faulting Floyd for not fighting Triple G. I totally get it. I'm just saying that upper echelon, the reason why I will always have Sugar Ray Leonard over Floyd is the crazy, the insane part of it. What Terence Crawford is talking about doing, he ain't saying, let me meet Canelo at a catchweight. Canelo's undisputed there. Let me go get him.
You know, you guys was crazy about Triple G talking. Triple G was such, an unbelievable fighter. He's okay. I mean, straight up and down, no special effects. I mean, even at the age of 40, but I'm not looking forward to fighting Triple G, but that'd be easy.
Floyd has mentioned that if he were ever to fight you, he felt that it would be an easy fight because he feels you're kind of a rustic fighter. What's your reaction to that?
He sucks so much.
Boxing legend Juan Manuel Marquez has advised Crawford to be cautious about moving up in weight to fight Canelo. Marquez stressed that weight classes exist for a reason, and a natural lightweight should not take on a super middleweight. Canelo is known for his power and ability to break down larger opponents.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, has divisions. You know what I mean?
Right, weight classes.
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimo.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford. But Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches. But I think the weight class is no good for him.
Devin Haney has weighed in on how Terence Crawford would have performed against Mayweather's past opponents. He pointed out that at one point, Crawford was in Mayweather's shadow. Haney believes that if Crawford had fought the same opponents as Mayweather, the results might have been different. While some believe Crawford could have beaten Mayweather's past,
and he's hanging on to the Floyd Mayweather era. I mean, so hard, he choked out Terence Crawford. He's still talking about he in boxing. Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Don't drop in it. Does Terence beat Floyd?
Huh?
Does Terence beat
Well, that's
Floyd?
what I was going to ask you after. Shit. You did? I mean, it's an era where Terence was in the shadows of Floyd. And when Devin came along, there was no shadow that was big enough.
Some boxing experts believe that if Crawford and Mayweather faced off at 147 pounds, Crawford could come out victorious. They argue that Crawford's adaptability, power, and ability to switch stances would pose serious problems for Mayweather. However, others counter this, saying that Mayweather's defensive skills and unmatched ring IQ would allow him to neutralize
Floyd Mayweather, Gervonta Davis, or Shakur and Terence Crawford. I thought Tank could beat Shakur, and then the Lamont Roach fight happened, and I'm like, okay, I'm going back with Tank Shakur. Tank don't got enough. He doesn't have enough to offer. A fighter who gets hit the least versus a fighter who throws the least. This will probably be a very embarrassing night for Gervonta. He got outworked on the inside, where I think Shakur Stevenson is amazing defensively and offensively. He's just a better inside fighter, especially when inside the clinch. Like I said, I had Gervonta winning this one. Then the Roach fight showed me, like, He can't win 12-round fights. So I'm going to go Shakur. Now, Bud versus Floyd, a lot of people going to dismiss this because they just love Floyd Mayweather to death. But this is a really good bout. And I think it's quite simple. Anything past 36 years old, I'm going to go Terence Crawford. Assuming this fight is at welterweight. 147, that is. But anything under 147 and anything under the age of 36, I would have to go with Floyd. The 135, yeah, I think Floyd going to beat Bud pretty bad. And 140, yeah, Floyd going to beat him pretty bad. But 147... both at 36, Bud that fought Spence, I'm going to go Crawford. You guys let me know who y'all picking these two fights.
Crawford is widely considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters today. However, he is often compared to Mayweather, with some arguing he has not yet reached Mayweather's level. Mayweather retired with an undefeated record, while Crawford still has more fights ahead of him. Many believe Crawford still has time to build his legacy and potentially surpass.
So I saw this on Instagram and I absolutely have to post this. This is crazy. So this guy says, not a hot take, Terence Crawford beats any version of Floyd Mayweather. Now, Terence Crawford is absolutely the best boxer in the world right now, and he's an all-time fighter. He's a legend. He's all of that, but he is not Floyd Mayweather. I don't know how you could say this is not a hot take. This is one of the hottest takes you could put out on the internet. And people have been saying this stuff about Floyd Mayweather for 20 years, and it's never happened. He's never lost. Floyd Mayweather is the best defensive boxer of all time, and I don't think he would allow Terence Crawford to get things going, and I think Floyd Mayweather would piece him up. Now, this is not to discredit Terence Crawford because he and every other fighter of all time is not on the level of Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you guys think.
Despite their rivalry, Floyd Mayweather has shown respect for Terence Crawford. Mayweather recently stated that Crawford is currently the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Given Mayweather's legendary status in the sport, this recognition carries significant weight and highlights his acknowledgement of Crawford.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed is most of the time, one of the things that's kind of off limits is families. Like you usually don't, you know.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and so I wanted to kind of understand what your thoughts was about like some of those comments that was made. I think it was about Terrence's wife. What, like in your mind, where? Because obviously, like you know, you've been in this sport.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound for pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now. It's good to see him in the position that he's in. I think he has a beautiful family. I think he has a beautiful wife, a beautiful queen, a black queen. And there's nothing better than a black woman in this world. That's just my opinion.
Shane Mosley has made a bold claim that Floyd Mayweather would lose to Terence Crawford. He believes that Crawford's power and relentless pressure would be too much for Mayweather to handle.
QI type of thing. Because he's used to people coming at him, trying to hit him hard all the time. The only person that I see that I can kind of like equate to, and this I think Crawford would have the edge, is Castillo. When Castillo fought Mayweather the first time. And fights like that, Mayweather has problems with Crawford. Because Crawford hits hard, Crawford's very strong like I am. He has all the same long arms, like I said, southpaw right-handed, and he's coming to get you. He don't care about the Philly defense style, whatever style he don't care about that. He's trying to get you. And he's gonna make sure the combination is gonna be hit. So you have to either hurt Crawford and get some respect or something.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's gonna be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's gonna slow down. So I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
a lot of times I'm working in the gym, my hands be so fast, so I work with different size gloves, but most of the time when you see me on the bag, I make it look so light. I make it look so sweet. They be 16s. So that's what they be. So shit come fast, you know. Shit come fast. Shit come fast. It ain't no much.